Hello everybody and welcome to Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Alright, I'm finally gonna, be able to play the second entry in the... Actually, I'm not sure exactly how they're classified. I guess the newer Deus Ex. And unfortunately, this is the last one. I'm not sure if a third one was planned or not, but from what I remember, this one ends kinda on a cliffhanger or something like that. So that's kind of bad, I guess. But we are going to enjoy ourselves with this game, so look forward to it. But in today's episode, well, we're just gonna go through the settings real quick, and then we're gonna watch a I want to say about 10-minute, give or take, I'm not sure exactly how long it is, a recap video of what happened in the first game. And then the next episode, we're gonna jump straight into the story and start the game, I guess. So don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, comment, and all of that. Maybe share. And here we go. Let's see. We'll start with settings, then we're gonna go to extra here and we'll watch the recap. So we don't have to do it at the beginning of the game anymore. You have a choice. You can start the story, click new game, and you'll have the option to watch it or not. But I want to separate the recap and the beginning, so we don't have them one after another. I think that's better. So let's see. Options. Let's see. Mouse, keyboard, these you put them how you want to. Gameplay, let's start here. I have everything turned on except the reticle and automatic inventory management, and also the scale of the HUD. I have it set to 0 because otherwise the icons are kind of big, so that's kind of in the way a little bit, but you can put them as you want. All right, language, English. I know this is gonna be set in Prague, and yeah, we'll leave it at English. All right, audio. I might turn down the music a little bit, maybe to 30. Don't think it's too bad, but we'll see. Graphics, I have everything on high. I'm not sure going to... I think it's very high or ultra next. It's gonna bring any major graphical improvements, so I'd rather have better FPS. So here you can see what I kind of have. Motion blur, depth of field, bloom, lens flare. Alright, I'm not sure about tessellation. I might turn this on, I'm not sure. I know, and chromatic aberrations. Yeah, this probably off. Okay, tessellation, I'm not sure. This can go to, actually we'll see on the display with DirectX 12. And I'm not sure if it's this one or Metro, but I believe it's this one that tessellation kind of crashes the game. I could be wrong. But yeah, that's probably why I have it off. I did the settings a couple of days ago and I don't exactly remember. But what I do remember, MSAA, you kind of don't want it bigger than 4. It's gonna mess up your FPS. I think it drops it below 60, so it's pretty bad. So yeah, that's kind of the settings. All right, now sit back, relax, and enjoy this recap video. And after that, I'm gonna say goodbye And next episode, we'll jump straight into the story. Alright, here we go.
The year was 2027. Advances in biotechnology were helping people improve their physical and mental abilities to an amazing degree. Provided, of course, they had enough money. A new breed of people was emerging, half human, half machine. And in Detroit, at least, not everyone was happy to see it. I'd just landed a job as head of security at Sarif Industries, a cutting-edge biotech firm. David Sarif himself handpicked me for the job, said he needed me to keep his people safe. My ex, Megan Reed, was one of them. Brilliant neuroscientist, Megan had found a way to make augmentations safe and affordable for everyone. All she had to do was present her research to Congress. But the night before her big meeting, my security measures failed. A team of Black Op mercenaries stormed into Sarif headquarters, massacring everyone in sight. 3 of the mercs were heavily augmented walking tanks. Their mission? Take out Megan and her team. I tried to stop them, but their leader tossed me through a plate glass wall. Last thing I heard as his bullets slammed into my brain was Megan's dying scream. I should have died with her. Only I didn't. High-end military-grade enhancements saved my life. The best augmentations Sarif's money could buy. It took me half a year to get a feel for them. Should have taken longer. But 6 months into my recovery, Sarif Industries was attacked again. This time, by a radical group of pro-human purists. Violent, militant, and fanatically opposed to human augmentation. They claimed to be members of Humanity Front, a non-profit organization that wanted the UN to limit biotechnology research. The thugs broke into Sarif's factory and found machinists working overtime on a top-secret military augment called the Typhoon. Sarif sent me to retrieve it, and when I did, I found one of the so-called purists next to it, wired with cerebral implants, trying to download its classified specs. Obviously, something more was going on. The Aug killed himself before I could question him. Sarif ordered me to dig deeper, so with the help of Frank Pritchard, Sarif's head of cybersecurity, I did. Turns out a second hacker had been controlling the Aug's actions from somewhere off-site. Pritchard and I tracked his signal to a secret FEMA internment camp in Detroit. The Black Op mercenaries were there. The same mercs who'd left me for dead 6 months before. Figured they'd try again when they saw me. It wasn't so easy for them this time. I took out the tank named Barrett, even got him to give me a new lead. A penthouse apartment in China. Of course, we both knew it would be a trap in the end. Hengsha Island, China. Home to a city so crowded, they had to build a second city on top of it. Trying to find clues in Hengsha wouldn't be easy. Lucky for me, I wasn't alone. Farida Malik, Sarif Industries' ace pilot, had lived in Hengsha before. A good person to have on your side. She knew enough about the place to get me around. Malik dropped me in the lower city, close to the penthouse Barrett had told me about. Bell Tower Associates, a private security firm under contract to the Chinese government, had agents tossing the suite when I arrived. Just not for the reason I'd been expecting. Turns out the man who lived there was a criminal hacker named Van Bruggen. The same hacker who'd been remotely controlling the Aug in Sarif's factory. Van Bruggen's panicked decision to force the man to commit suicide had been a mistake. Now his mercenary partners were gunning for him, and I needed to find him before they did. Locating Van Bruggen meant playing nice with the Triads, Hengsha's organized crime lords. They had the hacker holed up inside a low-rent capsule hotel. By the time I found him, Van Bruggen had no qualms giving up the woman who hired him. Zhao Yunru, president of the Taiyang Medical Corporation. According to Van Bruggen, Zhao wanted to monopolize the augmentation industry and had hired Black Op mercenaries to destabilize her competition. Sarif Industries was at the top of her list. to prove this, I needed to get inside TYM and grab a surveillance hologram off a server. I suspected Van Bruggen was hiding something when he told me this, but nothing could have prepared me for what I saw. Megan wasn't dead. She and her 4 best researchers had been kidnapped, spirited away somewhere while their kidnappers made it look like they were dead. Desperate to learn more, I confronted Zhao in her penthouse. She claimed to be a pawn in a bigger plan, and hinted at a group so powerful it controlled global interests at a whim. Then she slipped into a panic room and hit the alarm, forcing me to make a very quick exit. I figured Zhao was lying, but part of her confession made sense. David Sarif had been worried about his people. So worried, he'd required all of them to have subdermal locator devices surgically implanted. The GPOs would have been broadcasting the day of the attack. But Zhao said a single call to Picus, the world's leader in global 24-hour satellite news, had turned those signals off. I needed to fly to Picus headquarters in Montreal if I wanted to learn more. Eliza Cassan, Picus Communications' First Lady of News. Malik thought I was reaching when I told her Eliza was involved in this. The world's most famous news anchor, working with a mercenary hit squad. But when I confronted Cassan in her office, she freely admitted to jamming Detroit satellites the night Megan's team had been taken. Said she's just been following her commands. I suspected she wanted to say more. But Black Op mercenaries showed up looking to shut us both down. And just like that, the Eliza I'd been talking to disappeared. The Mercs were led by an augmented killer I'd crossed paths with twice before, Fedorova, a woman who'd made silence her best friend. She waited for me to track Eliza's transmission to a secret server room underneath the Picus complex, then jumped me from behind. A deadly fight ensued. I made sure she never moved silently again. With Fedorova down and no one left to keep Eliza quiet, she reappeared. Turns out Picus's First Lady of News wasn't a lady at all. She was a sophisticated AI program, engineered to monitor data streams and control what people believed. Eliza told me the Mercs had brought in a Humanity Front doctor named Isaiah Sandoval to remove the scientist's implanted tracking devices while Detroit's satellites were down. She also told me to speak to David Sarif if I wanted to learn more. By the time Malik and I got back to Detroit, tensions between normal and augmented citizens had reached a flashpoint. Riots were breaking out in several cities, and the UN was being urged to intervene. Sarif was trying hard to convince Hugh Darrow, the inventor turned philanthropist who'd once been a leading proponent of enhancement technologies, to help stop a possible regulatory vote. Sarif had a lot riding on Darrow. Megan's discovery would have given millions of people the chance to evolve beyond their normal human abilities, and at the same time catapulted Sarif Industries to the top of the Fortune 500. According to Sarif, Megan's kidnappers knew this, and didn't want people evolving unless they controlled how it was done. He called his enemies Illuminati, and urged me to keep searching. Determined to do so, I tracked down Sandoval via America's most outspoken augmentation opponent, Bill Taggart, Sandoval's boss and founder of Humanity Front. Sandoval admitted to operating on Megan's team when I confronted him, but said he hadn't removed their GPOs. He'd merely switched them to a different frequency. Pritchard was able to trace one of the signals to China. Malik and I immediately took off in pursuit. Unfortunately, the Illuminati were one step ahead. Ambushed. Shot out of the sky by Bell Tower Associates, seconds after entering Hengsha's airspace. Malik's piloting skills saved me. After a tense and bitter struggle, I escaped into Lower Hengsha. The tracking signal I was following led straight to the Triads, or more specifically, to the augmented arm of Tong Si-hung, leader of a gang of augmentation harvesters. Tong said they'd taken the arm off a corpse, which Bell Tower had left at their door, meaning at least one of Seraph's scientists was dead. Maybe not the rest of them, though. Tong pointed me to a port used for human trafficking and helped me slip aboard a bell tower ship. It was sailing to Rifleman Bank Station, a military base in the South China Sea. Bell Tower was holding kidnapped civilians as prisoners there, and using them to perfect the Hyron Project, a human-computer interface that left most of its test subjects dead. My search for Megan would have ended then, if not for a mysterious ally named Quinn. In exchange for my help exposing Bell Tower, he slipped me aboard a second ship headed to Singapore and an Illuminati-run biotech facility called Omega Ranch. 3 of Seraph's scientists were there, forced by their captors to create a technology capable of remotely shutting down augmented abilities. Thanks to an emergency recall notice issued by the World Health Organization, millions of people all over the world already had the biochip installed. With the help of the scientists, I tracked Megan to a private section of the ranch. There, I ran into Yaron Namir, the walking tank who'd put a bullet in my brain the first time we met. He'd teamed up with Zhao and was hoping to catch me off guard. But their little ambush didn't work. I found Megan in a suite belonging to Hugh Darrow, the billionaire philanthropist who'd Seraph had called on for help. Darrow had convinced her to go along with the biochip plan by promising to sabotage the tech. As she was explaining this, Darrow appeared in a global broadcast, telling the world that augmentations would be the death of mankind. Then he activated the biochips to prove his point. All over the world, augmented people flew into a killing frenzy. Darrow had betrayed everyone, and it was up to me to set things right. To do it, I had to reach Panchaea, a massive installation in the Arctic Ocean. As I raced through corridors built by an all-augmented workforce, I saw death and destruction firsthand. By the time I shut down Darrow's broadcast, I knew the damage he'd done. Still, humanity's future remained unclear. How would the world react to this sabotage? Would people ever regain their faith in augmentations again? What would be the Illuminati's next move? Only time could give us the answers.
Alright guys, and there you have it. A recap video of what happened in the first game with, well, the choices we kind of made left, what's the correct word, ambiguous. Maybe that works. So yeah, I think most of the things we did in the first one, they took like the positive route for this one, because I think our pilot, Malik, I think that was her name, survives. We might even meet her. I don't really remember. I did play this game a while back. Remember very little about it. I know I never finished it. I think I may have gotten to like the half point or something like that. Not sure. Anyway, yeah. Next time we'll jump straight into the story. I think I can click new game and then I have to select the difficulty, right? Yeah, and I think I'm gonna play on the hardest. I should be able to change while playing, so if this gives me trouble, I can go to give me a challenge, which is basically normal. But I might be able to actually do this. So yeah, I'll leave it here, guys. Also, forgot to mention that the videos in this game, or the cinematics, are kinda high volume, higher than the actual conversations and stuff that happen in the game, so sorry about that if the little recap video was a little bit louder. So yeah, all right, I'm gonna end it here. Next time it's gonna be the intro cinematic, and we'll jump right into the I guess, prologue or tutorial mission, or however you want to call it. So yeah, that's about it, guys. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to do some of that YouTube stuff, you know, like, comment, subscribe, maybe even share. Also check out my Rumble channel. And until next time, take care.